Hello, international students. In this final video in our Visa series, we'll discuss the most important rules related to your F1 international student status. There are 4 concepts that will cover most of the rules related to your immigration status. The first was discussed in detail in part 2 of our series, and that is to maintain your immigration documents. Keep your passport valid at all times. Check your I-94 upon each entry to the US, and keep your I-20 active throughout your program of study. For all first-year students, your I-20 has been issued with a program end date 4 years from now. Your F1 status will allow you to remain in the US for an additional 60 days after your program completion. This is called your 60-day grace period. During these 60 days, you can choose to take your next step, including departing the US, transferring your I-20 to another institution to begin a graduate program, or applying for 1 year of work authorization called optional practical training. The second immigration rule is to study full-time each fall and spring semester. The F1 visa is a student visa, so your primary purpose for being in the US is to study full-time with very few exceptions. So before withdrawing from classes or requesting a personal leave, check with ISP to learn how those choices would affect your F1 status. The third point is to only work with authorization. The F1 visa is a student visa and not a work visa, but there are specific circumstances when you can work in the United States within your F1 status. Specifically, you are permitted to work on campus up to 20 hours per week when school is in session. During official breaks, you could even work over 20 hours per week with the consent of your supervisor. On-campus employment includes opportunities that are paid by Davidson College. This includes all work-study positions, but also includes dining services and opportunities with Hurt Hub. Please note that any on-campus employment during the semester above 20 hours per week, even if by accident or spread out over multiple on-campus employers, is a violation of your F1 status and will result in the termination of your I-20 record. You will be required to depart the US immediately. Off-campus employment can be permitted with specific authorization from ISP or USCIS. Once you have declared a major and completed an academic year in F1 status, you can apply to receive authorization called Curricular Practical Training, or CPT, which lets you accept an internship. Find these opportunities through the Center for Career Development, and make sure that you have the CPT authorization in hand from ISP before beginning any off-campus work. Authorization for off-campus work can also be granted by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to work for 1 year after graduation. You can apply for this benefit, known as Optional Practical Training, or OPT, in your last semester so that you can get full-time practical training in your major field of study prior to returning to your home country, starting graduate school, or applying for a work visa in the US. Students with STEM degrees, those in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, can apply for an additional 2 years for a total of 3 years of OPT after their undergraduate degree. Any off-campus work without authorization is strictly prohibited and can result in termination of your F1 student status and I-20. This even includes work for cash, remote work, or work done in exchange for non-monetary compensation. Volunteering is permitted as long as it is something done for a humanitarian purpose and is not used as cover for work under the table. The final point to highlight about your F1 student status is to keep open communication with ISP. Sarah Parrott, Carol Sandke, and myself are all designated school officials, which means that we are qualified to give you legal advice as related to your F1 status. We also have to comply with reporting requirements to the US government about your stay. So we'll work with you to help you to maintain your status, but you need to read our communications, respond to us if we ask you any questions, and complete any required paperwork in a timely manner. Finally, Don't take immigration advice from your friends. Although you might think that they're in the same situation as you, each individual's immigration status may be a bit different. This even includes well-meaning friends, family members, or even faculty. Only ISP staff are designated school officials and can give you immigration advice. The regulations do change, so check them with us before you take any action that may affect your status in the United States. While these rules may feel a bit overwhelming, just remember to keep your immigration documents safe and valid. Study full-time every fall and spring semester, and only work with authorization. If you have a question, ask ISP. We're easy to get a hold of, and we're here to help you to navigate your standing as an international student in the United States. Thank you for watching our 3-part Visa 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 series. If you have any questions, just ask.